Hey everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. If there's one thing that I'll mention about Wednesday night was, I remember last video I said that the Coyotes probably should have, or Rick Tocchet actually, should have probably played Ivan Prosvetov on the back-to-back against the San Jose Sharks, but they decided to play Hill back-to-back, got back-to-back wins, all good, except now that whenever Prosvetov thinks about his NHL debut, he'll have to relive Wednesday night. So moving on from Wednesday, it's Friday night against the Ducks. Coyotes always play well against the Ducks for some reason, but the bigger story here is that you have Michael Bunting, Lane Peterson, and Jordan Gross in the lineup with Prosvetov backing up Hill and Hill too. All former Roadrunners. Great to see the Roadrunner system finally, well, since Garland, just finally inject some life into this lineup, some new blood, some offensive instinct players. And I was thinking to myself, Connor Garland happened. We're all happy that Garland happened, but why can't it happen again? And why can't it happen so often? Not every season, but maybe every other season. Why does Connor Garland have to be a diamond in a coal mine? So hoping Bunting and Peterson keep up their play. Bunting's had a couple of great games. He debuted Wednesday this season. Peterson debuted last night, his NHL debut, getting a goal. And Biz Nasty during the intermission said it perfectly. He got an opportunity and he knew exactly what to do with the puck and put it in the net. And I think, maybe on a night where that's Kajula or Dryden Hunt or Michael Chaput in that same scenario, they don't have the confidence to put it in the net, but Peterson had the confidence to do that. Jordan Gross with 3 assists. He has more points than Jason Demers, who was scratched for Jordan Gross. So already in just one night, Gross gets more points than Demers had all season. And Michael Bunting has more points than Dryden Hunt, who has been in and out of the lineup all season. So I also think this is maybe Bill Armstrong and Rick Tocchet seeing what they have before they sell off some players. It's interesting that in my trade bait video, I mentioned Michael Bunting and Lane Peterson, who I've never mentioned before this whole season and have never played for the Coyotes all season. And all of a sudden, right after that video, you see Bunting and Peterson in that lineup, and Jordan Gross too, who I said was a replacement for Demers also in that video. So, that's interesting to see. But you got Jay Verity also as an assistant coach on the bench, who coached the Roadrunners last season to their Pacific Division title. So for those Roadrunner players, it's a lot of familiarity. It's easier to get into the lineup. They're comfortable. They also see some former teammates like Connor Garland in the locker room as well. But again, Anaheim's a bad team. Coyotes are a good enough team to beat the Ducks and the Sharks on any given night. We'll see how they match up against the LA Kings when they play each other Monday and Wednesday. But for now, they got one more game against Anaheim Sunday night. I really, really hope now that Prosvetov gets a second crack at the NHL. I know it's also a back-to-back, but I'd rather have Prosvetov in against the Ducks than in against the Kings, who are also fighting for their playoff lives Monday and Wednesday night against the Coyotes. So it was great, a good game, a bit uncomfortable late into the first period. That second goal by the Ducks was a straight up kick that should never count ever. Not sure what Toronto or the rest were looking at on that play, but the Coyotes needed goals to tie it up 2-2, and they did. And then going into the third, tied 2-2, the Coyotes had instinct to just keep chugging along, keep getting some offensive opportunities. Great to see Phil Kessel get a goal. He's on pace for 33 goals if this was an 82-long season. So no complaints for me for Kessel for the rest of the season. I haven't complained about him much this season. I complained about him a lot last season, and it's obvious he was injured and not feeling himself, but he's cracking. He's playing in goals here and there. He's got up to 15 goals now in the season. He leads the team. He's doing everything we wanted Phil Kessel Phil Kessel to do last season, and then Schmaltz getting that 4th goal, an insurance marker. Schmaltz has been better lately, ever since being demoted to the 4th line, which I disagree with, but I'm liking that Schmaltz, Garland, and Bunting line. Hopefully they get more ice time and are put together consistently. You got to get some chemistry with these guys. Other than that, the only lineup disagreement I had, John Hayden needs to get out of that lineup. That line with Brassard, Krause, and Hayden was just completely invisible. It was just unfortunate to see every other line have a good game, but that line was just a black hole. I understand you need John Hayden in the lineup to fight, which he did, I guess. He was hugging Delorier for maybe 30 seconds, if you can call it a fight. But we really need Tyler Pitlick back in the lineup to replace Hayden, John Hayden, not Barrett Hayden. A Krause, Brassard, and Pitlick line would be awesome. And like I said, I know you need to have an enforcer in the lineup, but honestly, you're fighting for a playoff spot. Just get some offensive-minded players. And John Hayden is only no disrespect, but he's a straight-up goon. He does nothing else but fight and intimidate guys. He's also a pretty good penalty killer, don't get me wrong, but no offensive talent or instincts out of John Hayden. I'm liking that Hunt, Kajula, and Chaput are scratched. Hopefully they're scratched for a very long time, because just that energy that Peterson and Bunting, inject into this lineup. Hopefully they do it night in and night out. And against the Avalanche, Bunting was the most noticeable player. And to have a young guy or a rookie guy with not much NHL experience have a great game against an amazing team really bodes well for me. It's unfortunate that every other Coyote took the night off that game. So hoping they stick in the lineup. Hope Pitlick's injury is progressing faster than anticipated, Tocchet said. So hopefully we see him join the team next week on this 9-game road trip. So yeah, Sunday night, hopefully Prozotov's in net. Hopefully he keeps the same lineup. Maybe John Hayden gets scratched for Drake Kajula or Dryden Hunt. I'll be okay with that. You got to talk to guys like Krause and Fisher and maybe some of the defensemen like Lyubushkin and Lyubushkin, and just be like, hey, if you notice, a bad hit or a late hit on one of our star players, make them regret it just with a good hit or just a scrum a scrum after the whistle or something. You can't waste a roster spot on John Hayden just to fight a guy and then he plays 7 minutes a night. It just doesn't make sense. He's a detriment to, if he's not on the 4th line, he's a detriment to the lineup. So you could get some more energy guys like Kajula or Hunt in there and help out Brassard and Krause to just give that lineup a little more energy and a little more offensive instinct. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word, and thank you for your support.